What's up, family? What's going on? Big Tony coming at y'all. Curtis of Broham Man Cave. Hope everybody doing good today, feeling good, doing healthy. Yep, I be switching up, feeling healthy, doing good, feeling healthy. Yep, yep. All right. So today, I told y'all I was gonna come back with three more teams. So the teams I picked for today was the Bears, the Lions, and the Vikings. So that's all NFC North. I already did the Packers, so I left them out. Bears, Lions, Vikings. All right, I'm gonna start off with the Bears. All right, so last year the Bears they lost to the Rams in the division round in the playoffs in the snowstorm, which is really a game I believe they could have won, but Matthew Stafford and they pulled it out. It happened like that. They pulled it out, but they was in it. I think the score was like 20-17 or something like that. So in a snowstorm. So they looked at pretty good. Ben Johnson had them looking good. First year head coach come in and had Caleb Williams had them looking good last year. So I'm looking for them to be better than I'm looking for them to go further. So last year they went to the division round. So I'm picking them to go to the NFC Championship this year. From the division round to the NFC Championship, I'm picking them to be better than they were last year. So I was kind of looking at their roster. Last year they had a good running game. And they had them two tight ends, Coast and Loveland, I believe, and Cole Komet. So he had two decent tight ends, had two decent running backs, Swift and Monage or whatever. And the offensive line they were decent. They had Luther Burden and Rome Dunze and a couple more guys for receivers. So they was all right on the offensive side. Then on the defensive side, they had Montez Sweat and Grady Jarrett and Devin Bush linebackers, and they had a pretty decent defense too. So I'm picking them to be better than they were last year. Go further, you know. So and another thing, I was looking at their schedule. I was looking at their schedule. So first out the gate, they had Carolina out the gate, then Minnesota, Philadelphia. I go down a little bit, Green Bay, New England, Seattle. Then they got week 10 bye. Then after that, the Lions, Buffalo, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota. To finish out the season. So they kind of. I'm looking at the schedule. It ain't no cupcake. Cupcake schedule now. They got a pretty tough schedule. But but they the third team that I heard say, maybe the fourth time that I heard three teams say they got the best offense in the NFL. I heard Dak Prescott say it about the Cowboys. I heard now the Lions done say it about their offense, and I heard the Bears say it about their offense. So I don't know. Everybody want best offense. I ain't heard about saying nothing about no best defense yet though. I ain't heard nothing about none of that. It was everybody. I heard 3 or 4 teams say they got the best offense in the NFL. So everybody, we be lined up trying to see what they looking like. But I believe they gonna go a little further than they been going. Than they went last year. Put it like that. Because I believe Caleb Williams. I believe I got a little faith in Caleb Williams. His decision making, and he don't get down a lot. He make bad. He first year player, but he make they gonna make mistakes. But you look at him, he don't get down a lot though. That's what I'm looking at. When he make a mistake, what do he do after that? And when he go out there and make a pick or do a fumble, he come back. He come back. He don't like he fades back. That's what I be looking at. You know. So they had an interview and they were asking them what did he think about coming in from this year from last year, and this is what he said.
League. We haven't won the big one yet, but we won a bunch of games last year. We lost a lot of games my first year, and then now having year two in the offense, a lot more confidence in what I'm saying to the guys out there. It's starting to sound more like the coaches, the steps, the alignments, and things like that. So just finding ways to be more on top of that. Day in and day out, being able to help those guys whenever they ask a question, and then from there. Just leading by example is one of the biggest ones. I've always said that. And then lastly, when something needs to be spoken about or
So
said
that's what you
to
had to say about that.
a teammate or
You know, like he got kind of got his head on straight. He dialed in, he focused. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear from the young quarterback. He looking to be a leader, and he's just looking to be a leader out there. They can come to him. He said he feel like he don't he said he feel like he done paid it. He paying their dues, so he feel like he can go talk to the coaches. He can go talk to the players. He ain't got to go hide and talk to anybody else. He can go up front and say it on his own to whoever need to be said to. That's what he's saying. So, and I guess that's what a leader is. Huh? He go there and take charge. Go in there and say what need to be said, do what need to be done. So I'll be looking at that. The first preseason finna start and everything. The first game started today. All the games started today. So everybody want to check their little team out. Y'all go check y'all team out. I try NFL Network first. I try NFL Network first. If it ain't on NFL Network or ESPN or something, then you might have to try to catch the replay. All right. So the next team I was looking at was the Detroit Lions. So Detroit Lions, last year they lost their coordinator, which was Ben Johnson. And then like halfway through the season, the head coach took over the play calling duties, which I got the head coach on the hot seat this year. I got him on the hot seat. Dan Campbell, I got him on the hot seat. Yeah. Because one thing, he took over for the play calling dude, but he didn't do no better than the guy that calling plays that he took over for. It ain't adding up. So you come to find out, don't let them find out that it was the coordinators and not you that made the team go. So when they find that out that you ain't got no role of what's going on or can't help them what's going on, what they gonna do? They gonna get rid of you. So I got him on the hot seat. Yep. So, but the Lions though, they always had a decent little offense now, but they had problems on defense. They always had problems on defense. Aiden Hutchinson, he was out all last year, and they let a couple guys go, so the defense just ain't looking. The defense really don't like it. I don't know. It just don't look like they gonna be too strong on the defensive side. They got Aiden Hutchinson. They got another guy. I forgot his name, but other than that, like it's just a bunch of guys out there. They ain't got no name. They ain't got no real names out there. Go out there and you ain't looking on the defensive roster and be like, oh, God, watch out for that guy. Watch out for that guy. Watch out for that guy. Ain't none of that on their defensive roster. Just only Aiden Hutchinson. So whatever, the offense might be clicking, but if the defense let you score 40, 50 points a game, it still ain't gonna do you no good. It ain't gonna do you no good. So I was looking at the Lions schedule, and now Lions schedule, I guess because they didn't make the playoff, they got a couple little cupcakes on their schedule. But then I see Buffalo, then third week they at the Jets, then at Carolina, at Arizona. Then their bye week is week 6. But then they come back with Green Bay off the bye, the Minnesota, Miami, New England. I see Chicago down there. Well, Atlanta, then Minnesota, Chicago, Green Bay to finish out the season. They got a couple of cupcakes on there, but they still gotta go out there and play them. Little cupcakes with the Jets and Giants and Titans and Miami. Yeah, them cupcakes. So we'll see how they work out on the schedule. But I don't they got a favorable schedule though. I don't know how many games that they favored in, but I'm looking at the skills. It's favorable towards them. This, I can see that. That's for sure. I'm looking at that. It's favorable towards them. Okay, so they got the new coordinator now since Ben Johnson gone. I forgot his name, Petzinger or something like that. Petzinger or I don't know what his name is. But during the training camp, they was asking Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameer Gibbs what do they think about how the coach was installing the how the coach was installing the offense. And this is what they had to say.
You guys have a new offense coordinator, Drew Petzing. We know who he is. We've been around. What has it been like, just the installation? It looked like everything's installed right now, just watching the formations and just players coming in and out of the huddle right now. But what's that installation been like so far?
It's been good. I feel like it was harder during OTAs. I feel like we did a lot of the installation during OTAs, first, second down, third down, fourth down. Obviously in training camp, he's adding wrinkles and stuff like that, but a lot of the base stuff is already in because we did in OTA. So now in training camp, I feel like we're flying around. We understand the offense. We know where we need to be, why we're doing certain things, but it's still evolving. He's still adding stuff. You're going against the defense every day. You can't show the same plays, so we got to mix it up for them too.
Okay.
But it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Jared Goff is just really special. What is...
All right, so that's what they had to say about that. That's what they think about the offense. They feel like they got it. They getting it down, and they got the playbooks out, and they feel like he laying it down good for them. He's on everything. They understand everything is understandable, and they feel like they getting it. But we don't know if they get it until they put it on the field. That's when that's when we gonna know if they got it or not. When they put it on the field. I don't care what you do in the classroom or what you do on the practice field. You got to put it on. You got to put it on the field, on the playing field. If you can't put it on the playing field, it's all for nothing. Like they say, it's all for naught. All for naught if you can't put it on the field. But the Lions, like I said, the Lions offense was decent, but and then don't forget they just gave Jameer Gibbs their money too. Don't forget they just paid him. But I think, but Montgomery gone. Remember, there was a 1-2 punch, but Montgomery ain't there. But so they put their money into Jameer Gibbs. So we don't know if it was a 1-2 punch with him and Montgomery, or we're gonna find that out this year if it's Jameer Gibbs, if he can handle the workload. Like I said, when they were getting off on offense, they had that 1-2 punch on running back with Gibbs and Montgomery. So now he gone. So now, like I said, we're finna see if he can shoulder the workload. But like I said, the Lions though, I'm kind of out of the whole division. I'm kind of picking the Lions to finish. I ain't gonna say last. They finished third in their division. I ain't gonna put them under the Vikings because the Vikings like some kind of circus over there going on with the Vikings right now. I don't know. All right, so that's all I got about the Lions. So the next team I had was the Vikings. So the Vikings had this quarterback duo with J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray, and they just named Kyler Murray the starter, which I kind of figured that they're gonna go with the veteran guy over the. Only way they're gonna go with J.J. McCarthy over Kyler Murray that he just stood out in practice. 10 times over what Kyler Murray was doing. Other than that, they got to start a veteran guy. They got to. But they just common sense. You got to start a veteran guy over the, it's just coaching. That's coaching right there. If don't either other guys beat each other out, we got to go with the veteran guy. Just what it is. But J.J. McCarthy, he sounded like he a little salty though about it though. I don't think he like how it went down. I don't think he did. He might be saying the right thing, but you can tell his body language and stuff, how he talk. I don't think he like how it went down. He might feel like he didn't get a fair shake. But JJ, what are they? Justin Jefferson over there and Addison, and now they got the boy for the 49ers, Jawan Jennings. They can't waste them. You know, they don't waste Justin Jefferson all the way up to this point. They done wasted that man talent. You know, they done wasted his talent. They got to get somebody to get him the ball out there because he good. He a great receiver. You can't just waste him. You just can't waste it till the time where after a while he's gonna start asking for a trade because he gonna feel like he can't get it up there. He can't get it with the Vikings, so he gonna want to go somewhere else. But the thing about Kyler Murray though, Kyler Murray got a good little arm on him and stuff, but he just so small. I think he like 5'8" or 5'9", and 5'8", 5'9", trying to see over the offensive line 6'4" and 6'5", 6'7". It's just hard, It's just hard. Now they got to make a lot of plays up for you for where you roll out. You roll out to the left, or you roll out to the right. You really can't sit back there because you can't see over the line. So if I'm on the other defense and I'm scouting y'all, that's what I'm looking for off the top. How many times you roll out? How many times you roll out left, roll out right? Because a lot of them times you just can't sit back there. So that's kind of be. If I saw that now, and I'm just sitting here looking at it on TV, if I saw that, I know they supposed to see that. So they put them at a disadvantage. They put the Vikings at a disadvantage. But I ain't gonna knock Kyler Murray though. He might get out there and do it like it's supposed to be done. Cause he on like he got like on 1 year. He signed for 1 year. So if you sign for 1 year, really that means it's a prove year. That's all. When they sign anybody for a 1 year, there's a proven contract. There's a proven. Now if he go out there and do it, and they probably extend him or something, but they gave him that 1 year just so they can see what he got. So the pressure really on him to go out there and handle his business. But like I said, Kyler Murray had some good little year where he had some good production. So it ain't like he can't do it. Because we've seen him do it before. But can he do it now though? That's the only thing about it. Can he do it now? So I was looking at the Vikings schedule. I see they got Green Bay out the gate. Green Bay, Chicago, they 2 division games. They got them first. Green Bay at home and Chicago away. Then I see they got some little cupcakes too. Tampa Bay, Miami, New Orleans, Colts. Then they come back with Detroit, Buffalo, and Green Bay, San Francisco. Let me see who they got. Who they finish up with? Detroit, Washington, Jets, Chicago. So it's kind of like they got a favorable schedule too. I think when you don't make the playoff, you know how they go with the schedule stuff. When you make the playoff, your schedule be hard. If you don't make the schedule out, you have a weaker schedule. I believe they still kind of be on that format. But I'm picking the Vikings. I'm picking, like I said, I'm picking the line to be over the Vikings. I'm really in that division. I'm picking Bears, Packers, Lions, Vikings, just like that. Cause like I said, I'm picking the Bears to go to the NFC Championship. If my 49ers don't go, they might end up be my Super Bowl team who I'm picking to go to Super Bowl. I'm gonna look at a couple games they got, see how they looking out there. They looking straight now because they got the weapons out there. Like I said, they got the receiver, they got the running back, they got the offensive line, and they got the defense, and they got the play caller in Ben Johnson. So they pretty much got everything lined up. And I forgot who their defensive coordinator is, but I think he good too. So they pretty much got everything lined up. It's all about putting it out there on the field now and go out there and do it. But the Viking though, they it's really gonna be all on Kyler Murray. You can tell it's gonna be. Because it's gonna be on Kyler Murray. Go out there and make it happen. They still got Aaron Jones running back there, but I don't know if Aaron Jones is still what he used to be. But he was good when he left Green Bay. But then when he left Green Bay and went to Minnesota, he got hurt. Now I think he was hurt last year too. So it's really about if he can get that running game going. But I see they got Jordan Mason too. They got Jordan Mason running back too. So you know he decent. He decent. Then they got for receiver, they got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and Jawan Jennings, and T.J. Hockenson for tight end. So they pretty much good on that end. You know, the offense ain't that they ain't really. Only thing wrong with the offense, they ain't had nobody to throw the ball. So like Kyler Murray might be finna go in there and take care of that little problem. But on the defensive end, though, I don't see too much they got on the defense. Like I said, they ain't got, you know, you gotta have somebody, you gotta have some names on there for folks go in there and look at it. Be like, when they look at your defensive roster, be like, hey, we need to check it, watch out for him. Hey, we need to watch out for him. We need to watch out for him. We need to playing something for him. There ain't none of that out there for the Vikings. But you know, people pick players up during the season and stuff, and people make trades and stuff. Some might come through for them. I don't know. But what I'm looking at right there, I don't see a lot. I don't see a lot on the defense side. But okay, you know, like I said, they had that quarterback battle going on between Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy, and I told you that they chose Kyler Murray. So at the end of their last practice, at the end of the Viking last practice, they had an interview. They interviewed Kyler Murray and they interviewed J.J. McCarthy, and this is what they said.
How would you describe your relationship with JJ to this point?
It's been great. It's been great. Obviously, I know he's a younger guy, so any way I can help him. Obviously, I feel like I've played 7 years now, going on 8. So I'm considered a veteran, even though I don't see myself as that. Give him any knowledge that he needs. Again, we're both competitors, and I know we both want what's best for the team.
Has he been receptive to hearing criticism?
Of course. Yeah, he's overly acceptive, and he's always communicating, asking questions, stuff like that. So it's been good.
JJ, what's your relationship been like with Kyler so far?
It's just like two guys in a classroom. He sits on one side, I sit on the other side, and it's the coach's responsibility to teach us and coach us. So,
is there any awkwardness between you two?
Awkwardness, it's just like the same feeling, when you're in high school and there's another person on the other side of the room. That's just kind of how it is. So I wouldn't say there's any awkwardness.
All right. So that's what Kyler Murray said, and that's what J.J. McCarthy said. You can tell, you see the tone in Kyler Murray's voice, and you hear the tone in J.J. McCarthy's voice. I don't think J.J. McCarthy too happy about how it went down. Like I said, listen to his tone. Listen to what he said. I don't know, but Kyler Murray is the starter, and that's how they going forward. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm picking the Bears, I'm picking the Packers, I'm picking the Lions, then I'm picking the Vikings in that division. That's how I'm going with it. All right, so y'all going on get in front of y'all TV and start catching some of these games, cause that's what I'm finna do. I'm gonna start catching some of these games. All right, y'all. All right, fam. I appreciate y'all keeping it with me. Peace out.